Man, you put me on the spot, man. I'm serious, man. But, man, thank y'all for having me coming out here, man. Y'all should feel good about this because there's not a lot of this going on in our communities, man. It's just not a lot of action going on like this. We can't even play ball in our communities no more, man, because it's so violent out here. So I just want y'all to be able to appreciate this, man. Y'all give it up for Reverend Simmons right now, man. Give it up for y'all reverends, man. Because most reverends ain't showing up, y'all. I'm telling you the truth, man. They collecting that collection plate and they out of there. But, man, I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity, man, because I grew up in Roseland, and I grew up in a single-parent home. I lost my dad when I was young. My dad, he was murdered when I was young. I was like 9 years old. My mom died, and when I was in high school, on the way up to high school to bring me some money, man. So I basically raised myself. I was a pretty good basketball player. I thought I would go pro, and I'm so grateful that I didn't go pro. And I'm gonna tell. He told me he wanted me to tell y'all why. I grew up playing ball, and I was at Simeon. I was there with Ben Wilson. And I just couldn't get my mind wrapped around playing basketball because I went through so many things at home. After I lost my mom, I dropped out of school. I was just like, forget it. And if anybody ever lost your mother, you know how important your mother is to you in your life. And so I dropped out of school, and it just so happened I had a counselor. She was a white lady. She came up to the school came to my house in the Hunters. Now, you know the Wild Hunters. Ain't too many white folks coming to the Wild Hunters. So she came to my house every day and made sure I came to school. So I had to go back to school for a 5th year high school. People was teasing me, laughing at me, you stupid, you dumb, and all that stuff. But I gutted it out, man, and I stayed in there, and I went back and I finished my 5th year high school. Speed up to next year. I ended up standing around the house, you know, because these neighborhoods will take you in if you're a young black man. I'm going to tell you, man, I sold dope, too. I'm going to be real with y'all. When I got out of high school, I started selling drugs. And that didn't work out very well, you know, because a lot of my friends started getting killed and stuff like that. So I took it to God, man. I started talking to God a lot. And I thank my parents, man, for bringing me up in the church. Because that's why a lot of times they make y'all go to church. So when you get older, you can always go back to that. And I'm so thankful that God showed me that. Because I laid in the bed when my mom died with a 38 in my hand. I was finna take my own life. This is the honest to God truth. And for some reason, I just would not, I just couldn't kill myself. I just couldn't do it. So I ended up getting my act together, and I went away to college. I went to Jackson State University, and I walked on over there, made the team. I'm gonna go pro, right? I'm ready. I was tough. That didn't work out either. Golly, I made the team, but I didn't have my head on right. But I ended up graduating from college, getting my college degree, came back to Chicago, became a school teacher. But the basketball thing was very important to me, because if I went pro, all the people in my hood was dependent on me. And when I say that, I mean the drug dealers. Everybody was dependent on me to come back and save the neighborhood. And I know if I'd have got that $5 to $20 million, they would have extorted my family. I know that for a fact. And I hadn't gotten rid of a lot of the habits that I had. So I'm glad that I didn't get involved in that. I'm glad I didn't go pro, because I probably would have been messed up right now to this day. So I thank God for that. So I ended up coming home. I ended up finishing at Chicago State, got my degree. Went on to be a school teacher, went on to get my real estate license, went on to create my own social distance device. I'm gonna get him one like that. And without my parents, I found a way. And it was people like Pastor Simmons who stayed in my corner, you know, that continued to talk to me, to help me get through it. So to you young boys out here, you young brothers out here, you young sisters out here, you may be going home and you ain't got all the material things you want. You ain't got no car, you ain't got no Michael Jordans and none of that stuff. Man, that's material things, man. The stuff that really matters are the things that are inside of you that you learn from your parents. And I'm going to tell you, man, if you obey your parents, you'll get a long time on this earth. And I'm going to keep it brief, man. I'm going to keep it real brief. If it wasn't for God in my life, I mean that. And I'm not just preaching. If it wasn't for the love of God in my life, I would not be here right now today, man. So when you get into a tough spot, you young people, when you get into a tough spot, don't cuss at your mama, don't cuss at your daddy. Take it to your knees and ask God for help, man. Because he going to listen. He ain't going to come right away now. You got to have some patience. He ain't going to just show up right now and give you $1 million. But get up every day, man. Put one foot in front of the other. Get out there, man, because big things can happen for you in your life. I'm Robert Bobby Reed. Follow me on Facebook, Robert Bobby Reed. Instagram, ShotMillie23. I love y'all, man. Have fun. Keep hooping, man. I wish I had my shoes. I got a crossover left in me, man. Y'all, God bless to y'all, man. Peace.
Come on, y'all give it up for my brother. And he's an entrepreneur. He invented a device called the culture